Good morning friends, welcome all to my YouTube channel. So in last few sessions we were discussing the exercise 4.6 from your determinants from your 12th NCERT textbook, right? So we have reached the almost last section of the determinants, that is we were solving the exercise 4.6. Let's continue the same discussion. Today will be the last session, right? So in previous session I have given some homework, there's some problems for you people to try by yourself. I hope you have got those things, right? So in this whole discussion, whatever problems I have given for you people to try, so if you are not getting them, so let me know which problem you are not getting so that I can help you out, right? So in today's session, so this is going to be the last session of determinants, right? So that is last two problems are remaining from your exercise 4.6. so let's try to solve it. Okay, so what they have given here is they have given a matrix A which is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, so they have asked us to find A inverse, which is quite simple, and using A inverse they have asked us to solve the system of linear equations, right? So previous problem and this problem are one and the same, right? But the mode, the method or the approach is different, right? So pattern of asking the question here it is different. So you can see here, if I form the matrix A, matrix B and matrix X out of this, right? Matrix A is nothing but the same matrix which they have given here, right? Matrix X, the matrix A will be the same matrix which they have given here, right? So that means if you solve this one, you will get inverse also, then you are going to get the system of equations, that is solutions for the system of equations also. First they have asked the inverse, let's find out the inverse, then we can go for the, solving the equations. Okay, fine. So what they are given here is A is a 3 cross 3 matrix, that is 2 minus 3 5 3 2 minus 4 1 1 minus 2. Okay, determinant of A is solving, expanding to first row, 2 into leaving first row and first column, what are left? 2 minus 4 1 and minus 2. So 2 into minus 2 is minus 4 minus 1 into minus 4 minus 4 minus of minus 3 into, see minus 3 is there in first row second column, so leave first row second column, what are left? 3 minus 4 1 minus 2. 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, 1 into minus 4 minus 4 plus 5 into 5 is there, it is the third element of first row, it is there in first row as well as in the third column, so leave first row and third column, what are the elements left? 3 2 1 1. So 3 into 1 is 3 minus 1 into 2 is 2. Okay, so this is 2 into, or directly we can write, so minus 4 minus of minus 4 plus 4, right? Minus 4 plus 4 is 0, 0 into anything is 0, minus in, right? So this will become 0. Then see minus of minus 4 it is plus 4, minus 6 plus 4 it is what? Minus 2. Minus 6 plus 4, here we get minus 2. Here what we get? Plus 3. Minus into minus is plus 3. 3 into minus 2 minus 6. Then 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 into 5 is plus 5, right? So this is what? Determinant A value. So minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1 and is not equal to 0. As the value of determinant is not equal to 0, we can conclude that it is having a unique solution, right? And it comes in case 1. Before that they have asked, anyway we need to we need to find A inverse in order to find the value of the equations, right? So let's find A inverse. A inverse is what? 1 over determinant A into adjoint A, right? 1 over determinant A into adjoint A. So to find out adjoint A, we need minors and cofactors. First you should find minors, then cofactors, then you have to go for finding out A inverse, right? So that you do, right? Directly I will write the value of adjoint, right? I have calculated it separately with the help of minors and cofactors, that I am writing it here. Adjoint A will be equal to 0, minus 1, 2, 2, minus 9, 23, then 1, minus 5, 13, right? So this is the value of adjoint A, right? So I have calculated minus, I have calculated cofactors, then I have calculated adjoint A. So that you do, as you know the procedure of calculating minus and cofactors and adjoint A that we have demonstrated in many problems. You do it by yourself, and this will be the value of adjoint A which you are going to get after calculating minus and cofactors, right? So what will be A inverse? A inverse is, what is determinant A? Minus 1 into adjoint A is 0, minus 1, 2, 2, minus 9, 23, 1, minus 5, 13, right? So this is nothing but 1 upon minus 1 is minus 1, minus 1 is taken inside, so all the elements gets multiplied by minus 1, so sign of all the elements will change. 0 remains as it is, minus 1 becomes plus 1, 2 becomes, so 2 becomes minus 2, minus 2, plus 9, minus 23, minus 1, plus 5, minus 13. So this is going to be the value of adjoint, A inverse, right? So kindly adjust with the lights. Here there's a problem with power, right? Power has been shut down, so kindly adjust with the light. Okay. So now we pause for a moment, and take down the work here. Okay, friends. I hope you have taken down those things. Alright. So we have calculated A inverse, and have reproduced the value of A inverse here. So the first part is finished. Now using this A inverse, we are asked to solve the system of this given equation. Right? We know that the determinant value was what? Determinant of A was minus 1 and it was not equal to 0. Right? So we can make this thing. Let A is equal to what? Or not let it, we can write here A is equal to 2, minus 3, 5, 3, 2, minus 4, then 1, 1, minus 2, right? So this A, X is X, Y, Z, and B will be 5, 4, 5, not 5, sorry. B will be equal to 11 minus 5 minus 3, right? So this can be taken from these equations. These A, B and C are taken from these equations. You can see A and given matrix A are one and the same. So what was the value of determinant A we got here? Minus 1. So if we solve this, here also we are going to get the same, right? So determinant of A is equal to minus 1 and is not equal to 0. As it is not equal to 0, as I said, it will be coming under case 1, right? So A into X is equal to B, X is equal to A inverse into D. So X is equal to, what is A inverse? We have calculated here 0, 1, minus 2, minus 2, 9, minus 23, minus 1, 5, minus 13. This is what A inverse. What is B? B, we know that 11 minus 5 minus 3, right? So this will be what? 0 into 11, 0. 1 into minus 5, minus 5, minus 2 into minus 3, plus 6. Then minus 2 into 11, minus 22, plus 9 into minus 5, minus 45, minus 23 into minus 3, that is plus 69. Okay, minus 1 into 11, minus 11, 5 into minus 5, minus 25, minus 13 into 3, plus 39. Right? So here x can be written as, see, 0 minus 5 plus 6, it will be 1. Then minus 22 minus 45. So minus 22 minus 45 is minus 67. Minus 67 plus 69 is plus 2. Then minus 11 minus 25. Minus 11 minus 25 is minus 36. Minus 36 plus 39 is plus 3. Right? So x we got it as 1, 2 and 3. But what is x? X, y, z is equal to 1, 2, 3. So when we equate two matrices, I can write x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, z is equal to 3. This is how I can write it. So these are the values of x, y and z. So this is how we were supposed to solve this one. So you go through this one, pause for a moment, make a note of it. Okay friends, let's move on to the last problem. So that is the 16th problem, right? So this is also similar, but the type of asking the question, mode of asking the question is a little bit difficult, little bit different, not difficult, little bit different. So let's see what they have given here. So they have said that cost of 4 kg onion, 3 kg weight and 2 kg rice is 60 rupees. All collectively the cost of 4 kg onion, 3 kg weight and 2 kg 3 kg wheat and 2 kg rice is how much? That is 60 rupees. And the cost of 2 kg onion, 4 kg wheat and 6 kg rice is 90 rupees. Similarly, the cost of 6 kg onion, 2 kg wheat and 3 kg rice is rupees 70. So they have 3 items. Collectively, the cost of all 3 items with different weighings, they have given it as 60, 90 and 70. So we need to find the cost of each item. So we need to find, we are asked to find the cost of each item. So how to proceed that? So when we don't know the cost of each item, let us assume it as x, y and z. Okay. Let the cost of rice, wheat and onion, wheat and rice be x, y, z per kg respectively. So what have we assumed here? The cost of 1 kg onion is x, cost of 1 kg wheat is y and cost of 1 kg rice is z. So we have assumed that in terms of x, y and z. X is the cost of onion for 1 kg and y is the cost of wheat for 1 kg and z is the cost of rice for 1 kg. So according to first condition, what is that? Cost of 4 kg onion. Therefore, cost of 4 kg onion, that is 4 into what is per kg? X, right? And 3 kg wheat, so that becomes 3y and 2 kg rice plus 2z is equal to how much? 60. So here you can see cost of 4 kg onion plus 3 kg wheat plus 2 kg rice has 60 rupees. Similarly, second one, cost of 2 kg onion, that is 2x plus 4 kg wheat, 4y plus 6 kg rice, 6z will be equal to 90, and cost of 6 kg onion, that is 6x plus 2 kg wheat, 2y plus 3 kg rice, 3z is equal to 70. Right? So this is how we can form the equations from given data. Right? So from here it is simple. As usual it will continue. Okay? Let A is equal to 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 6, 6, 2, 3. X is equal to X, Y, Z, and B is equal to 60, 90, 70. Right? So this will be our required arrangements. Right? So what is determinant A? Right? So determinant A is solving through first row, that is 4 into leaving the row and column containing 4, leaving first row and first column, 4, 6, 2, 3. Right? 4 into 3 is 12, minus 2 into 6 is 12. Right? So minus 3. So second element is 3, so we have considered the 3 here. So leaving the row and column containing 3, that is first row and second column. If we eliminate first row and second column, what will be left? 2, 6, 6 and 3. So 2 into 3 is 6, minus 6 into 6, 36. Right? Plus 2, last element is 2. So leave the row and column containing 2, that is first row and third column. What is left? 2, 4, 6, 2. 2 into 2 is 4, minus 6 into 4, 24. Right? So I can write determinant A as 12 minus 12, 0, 0 into anything is 0. Right? 6 minus 36 is minus 30, minus 30 into minus 3 plus 90. Right? So plus 90. 4 minus 24 is minus 20. Minus 20 into plus 2 is minus 40. Right? So determinant A value will be equal to plus 50 and is not equal to 0. Right? As the value of determinant is not equal to 0, therefore what we get, it is a non-singular matrix and it comes under case 1. So we need to apply X is equal to A inverse into B. First let us find A inverse, then we can go for X is equal to A inverse into B. Okay. Now pause for a moment and make a note of it. Okay friends, so determinant A we have calculated previously, right? So I have reproduced them. Okay, determinant A was 50 and it was not equal to 0. So when determinant A is not equal to 0, it is a non-singular matrix, and when it is a non-singular matrix, it comes under case 1. So it has unique solution. So we can apply Ax is equal to B and X is equal to A inverse into B. Right? So what will be A inverse? A inverse, we know that it is 1 upon determinant A into adjoint A. So it is 1 upon determinant A. What is 1 upon determinant A? 1 upon 50 into adjoint A. Adjoint A is 0, minus 5, 10, 30, 0, minus 20, and minus 20, 10, 10. This is A inverse, right? So with the help of A inverse, we know that we can calculate the value of X, Y and Z. Ax is equal to B, X is equal to A inverse into B, right? X is equal to, what is A inverse? 1 upon 50, 0, minus 5, 10, 30, 0, minus 20, minus 20, 10, 10. What is B? B is 60, 90 and 70. Okay. So this can be written as 1 upon 50. 0 into 60 is 0. 5 into 9, minus 5 into 90, minus 450. Right? Minus 450. And 10 into 70 plus 700. Similarly, 30 into 60. 0 into 90, 0. Then 20 into 70, 1400. 20 into 60, minus 1200. Then 10 into 90, 900. Then 10 into 70, 700. Right? So x is what? X, y, z is equal to 1 upon 50 into, see, 450, 700 minus 450, 250. Right? So 1800 minus 1400, 400. Then 900 plus 700. Right? It will be 1600. 1600 minus 1200. 900 plus 700 is 1600. 1600 minus 1200 is 400. Right? So if I take this 50 inside, so what do I get? 250 divided by 50, 5. 400 divided by 50, 8. Here also 8. So x, y, z is 5, 8, 8. So I can write x is equal to 5, y is equal to 8, z is equal to 8. This is what the required solution is. Right? So now pause a moment and make a note of it. So I hope you have taken down. So what are the values of x, y and z we got? X is equal to 5, y is equal to 8 and z is equal to 8. But what are these x, y and z? X is per kg cost of onion, y is per kg cost of wheat and z is per kg cost of rice. So per kg, for 1 kg of onion the cost is 5 rupees. For 1 kg of wheat the cost is 8 rupees and for 1 kg of rice the cost is once again 8 rupees. So this is how you need to solve it, right? So this completes your exercise as well as your chapter, right? So anyway, in between, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment box. I'll get back to you. Okay? So in the next session, we'll come up with a new topic, new chapter, right? So till then, take care. Keep trying different problems.